Jan 22nd, UFC 270, the third fight, mega fight between Brandon Moreno and Deiveson Figueiredo. It's going to be awesome. Before we get into the video, guys, remember, subscribe to the channel if you are new, like the video if you do enjoy this, share it around. Let's get into it. Let's start with Deiveson Figueiredo, because Deiveson Figueiredo to me is not a 125er. He's made the weight, he has got the title before, he's just lost it to Moreno. The dude's missed weight before, the dude is ridiculously big for the weight class. He is cutting himself silly, but when he does make the weight, he is one of the strongest individuals in this weight class. He's physically a monster. He has the skills to back it up. I mean, what he did to Benavidez, I know Benavidez has passed it, but when you watched him fight Benavidez, you thought, this guy's not the caliber he should be at versus Figueiredo. But he is. Benavidez is more than capable of being at that level. He's a very, very good fighter that's never won the belt, unfortunately, but he came damn close numerous times. He's had a lot of chances. And he got the rematch against Figueiredo, obviously, because Figueiredo missed weight for the original belt strap. So Figueiredo puts an absolute clinic on him, not just in groundwork, ground control, but power, technicality. The striking was phenomenal. The way Figueiredo moves as well, and his head normally isn't there. You know, when he throws that jab, his head's completely there. So when you come back and try and counter him, he steps in for a right, you can counter him, he's gone. He's gone. The lateral movement he possesses is really, really quick. But he's fighting someone that's even quicker, in my opinion. The greatest attribute I think Brandon Moreno has in this fight is his speed. And we saw that against Figueiredo last time out. So something that goes under the radar, I think, with Figueiredo, because of his knockout power and his stature and his hand speed and everything glorious about his striking, is his submission game. His groundwork is phenomenal. His guard passing cuts through you like butter. He holds you down like a heavyweight. The pressure this guy the hip pressure this guy must put on you, the shoulder pressure, is ridiculous. Like, if he got me inside control, I need a whole day to work on myself to get out of that. It's just not gonna happen. The guy is phenomenal on the ground. And it shows how good Brandon Moreno is when you saw how he won the last fight. So let's talk about Moreno for a second, because Moreno was the, I think, 16th seed on the Ultimate Fighter with Cejudo and Benavidez. Pantoja was the number one, and they matched up straight away, and he nearly beat Pantoja. And you know, they rematched again, actually on an event. Brandon Moreno, even though he lost in the Ultimate Fighter, he did get a contract with the UFC. He beat Lewis Smolka, great fight, guillotine choke, 5-1 underdog, might I add, great submission. He lost to Pettis, no shame looking back, because he just knocked out Kyoji Horiguchi, so, you know, and he's the Bellator champ with some defenses. That's a great, you know, from that, you know, when he was, 23 years old, something like that, I'm going to say, he was a young pup. Then he lost to Pantoja. We know how good Pantoja is. Pantoja is elite. He then gets cut from the UFC, and I'm like, oh no, you can cut. Gutting, right? It is gutting, because he's a cool guy, really nerdy guy, but he's got a good personality, and you want to see those sort of guys in the UFC. And the 125 pool wasn't that large, so cutting someone from the 125 pool, it might have been the time where they were thinking about even just cutting rid of the entire division, but it was always rumours, never anything, you know, concrete. Went to Combat Jiu-Jitsu and did some grappling matches, and went to LFA as well, won his fight there. He then comes back and fights Askar Askarov, who nobody wanted to fight, and gets him a draw. He draws against him, beats the snot, in my opinion, out of Kai Kara France. Different Kai Kara back then. I think Kai looked a little off on the night. It was an absolute war, both pissing blood. It was a wicked fight. Then beats Formiga, and then beats Royval. Royval is up there as one of the best. I believe Royval got injured. I'm not sure whether it was a wrist or a shoulder injury in the actual fight, because they're on the ground, he's got wrist control, he pulls him under, and then he starts hitting with the hammer fist over the top. And you hear Royval scream, hits him with a few more, ref stops the fight, and at the end, Royval's not even worried about his bloody lips at the time. He's just, you know, just holding his arm. So there was clearly something that went on there, but from that on, majority against Figueiredo, gets another go at Figueiredo and beats him. But the way he beats him, so these guys, both submission artists, we've seen they both have hands. One has power and one is speed. That's the way I'm looking at this fight. Even though Figueiredo is also lightning quick, I do go with the speed with Moreno. Moreno showed he had hands against Kai Kara-France, who we all know has hands because he just knocked out Cody Garbrandt. Garbrandt's chin is the question, not Cody's hands. So we're going to stand by that one. The speed in that second round to run, go for the takedown, get the body lock, trip him down, get 2 hooks in, whip that body triangle on, and then just hand fight for that choke the whole time. And when he does have one hand, over the top, he hits him with some power from the back, unlocks the neck, suddenly just slips it under the chin, and once he had that, that was it. And you knew it. He's just so quick. And in the first round, he clips him, he drops him with a jab. You know, the guy's speed is so underrated. Moreno has just come on leaps and bounds in these fights. And that's why I'm backing him in this third fight. He showed to me he has everything in his arsenal and the mentality to come back and beat these guys. Figueiredo is the real deal, but Figueiredo to me is not a 125. I think he would look so much better at bantamweight. I think he wouldn't be so dehydrated. I think the reason he got dropped with a jab is because he is dehydrated. I think if he makes this cut, it's going to be the last time he ever makes this cut, even win or lose to me, because he really struggles to make a 125 limit. Figueiredo is way too big for this. He's one of those guys where you just need to go up. I know you've been successful at this weight, but you could be even better at a higher weight. He could easily challenge these guys at the 135 limit, or maybe he doesn't feel he can. I don't know. That's not really the mentality of a fighter, not thinking you can. Normally they think they can take everyone on. He probably thinks he could take on the middleweight champion. So, you know, Figueiredo, if he is the next one, hey? I'm going to back Brandon Moreno in this. I think he has everything in his locker to do it. I think he has the hands. He's got the speed. He definitely has power because he knocked him down. Figueiredo definitely has power because he knocked everybody out. They both have submission games. I think it's going to be similar to the second fight. I think it could go 5 rounds. Definitely could go 5 rounds. But I think Brandon Moreno is chasing a finish here. He's going to want to make a statement again. And I just want to give massive credit to Figueiredo after that second fight, because he really did praise Moreno in that, said you deserved it, raised his hands at the end. Everything was really nice from Figueiredo. I don't like people missing weight, and I got pissed off with him when he kind of made excuses for it and blah blah blah, blamed other people, not himself. And his brother chimed in with some stuff which I didn't appreciate, but fair play to him, because he's a super genuine human being doing that sort of thing for Moreno. Backing Moreno in this, guys. I'm gonna say a submission again. Awesome fight. I love the UFC for putting on this. It's the new year, you know, we've got some great fights coming up, and 270 is going to be amazing. Let me know, guys, who you think is going to win in this fight. Cannot wait. Comments below, guys. Like if you have enjoyed the video. Share around, please, guys. Channel's growing big time this year. Got some awesome interviews on the channel coming up this year, as well as these breakdowns on what's next. And we've got the live channel going on, or the live shows going on the channel. So stay tuned, guys.